will say the total.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I no now we are going to start. Now I welcome you all uh, to the joint event of Say Global and Toastmasters International uh, District 122 TC uh, Territory Council Division A. And this is very exciting for me as being not only the CEO of Say Global, but also the member of Toastmasters, and being the uh, president of PSF Toastmasters Club. This is huge honor for me to moderate today's session. And as you all know, that today's session is about public speaking skills and people having speech disorders. So today we will discuss public speaking skills, how we can learn that, what is the importance of these skills, and what how they are relatable to with people having speech disorders, and how they can improve themselves to be better listeners and speakers. Yeah. And before starting the event, let me briefly introduce you all about Say Global and Toastmasters International. Say Global is a non-profit organization working in the fields of speech and language impediments, and in the field of mental health. Say Global is providing individual and group therapies, and this is a a community for people having mental health issues and with speech and language impediments. And Toastmaster International is uh, a universal organization working in around 143 countries, and there are around 17,000 clubs worldwide. And Say Global, PSF, Pakistan Stammering Foundation, is a project of Say Global, and PSF and Toastmasters International have um, have jointly formed a club, PSF Toastmasters Club. This is a very special club. This is a club for people having speech and language im, impediments, and along with that, people having social anxiety and uh, uh, phobia, and people having low confidence. They are welcome to join and learn the art of public speaking and leadership. And today's session is very important because our panelists have very diversified uh, uh, experience and expertise. Uh, we have with us um Toastmaster uh, Atif Irfan, who is um a civil uh, engineer by profession, but a Toastmasters and a public speaker by heart. And he is currently the club growth director of um, uh, Toastmasters International Pakistan. Welcome, sir. And And our second panelist with us is Miss Hina Rana. She is a consultant, clinical psychologist, and she has recently completed her PhD, and she is the program director at Say Global. So, welcome, Miss uh, Hina. And our third panelist is Miss Amber Ghizal Roshan. She is a speech language pathologist with Say Global, and we also um, welcome her here. And last but not least, we have with us Mr. Saad Arif. He is the Vice President Education of PSF Toastmasters uh, uh, Club, and like me, he is also an individual with a speech disorder, which is stammering. So I welcome you all to this panel discussion. And to start with, uh, as today's topic is about public speaking and speech disorders. So, most of the people here, including me, don't know about the range of uh, different speech disorders. So, to start with, Miss uh, 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 um, uh, Miss Amar, my question to you is. Uh, as there are a range of different speech orders. So please do share with us what are the different types or kinds of speech disorders that are um, uh, uh, mostly uh, present in Pakistan, and which of those are more common? Over to you, Miss Amber.
Thank you, Ahmad. Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to define what are speech disorders. Basically, what disorder we can call a speech disorder. When you have any difficulty in creating or formulating a speech, then that condition would be called as speech disorder. And there can be a number of speech disorders like stammering, that is a disfluency of speech. When you are not able to speak fluently, then you will be having a condition known as stammering. And then there are also different types of stammering that goes in the details. The second one can be articulation disorder, then that is commonly known as तोतलापन in Urdu, जिसको हम usually ये कहते हैं. There is articulation disorder when you are not able to produce a sound correctly. If there is a sound of b, you may produce it like p, b, b, m. You are not able to produce the sound correctly, then that would go into the articulation disorder. There can be a dysarthria when your muscles are weak. The muscles, the articulators needed to produce a speech. When they are weak, then you will be having a condition known as that is usually in children. When that is also a muscle issue. When the children are not able to make the particular movements necessary to produce a sound. If they have to produce the sound, the जिसको हम the sound, then they are not able to make the necessary movements. the articulators are weak and the articulators are not in the position to produce the particular sound. And there can be some voice disorders. Voice disorders are of different kinds. Like there can be vocal nodules. Vocal cords have many issues. Vocal nodules, there can be vocal nodules, the vocal swellings. The person is not able to speak, or the voice is breathy, the voice is shrieky, or there can be a range of voice disorders. There can also be some phonological disorders. So there can be speech and language delay. The common ones in Pakistan are stammering, speech and language delay in children. As nowadays I'm seeing most of the children with speech and language delay. Parents are coming with the same complaint that the children is not able to speak. They are like 3 to 4 years old, but still they are unable to produce the sounds. They are only on mama, baba, and that's it. When they have some need, they use the gestures. So there is a speech and language delay that is more common nowadays. And the third one that is in the range is articulation disorder. That I told you, the person is not able to produce the particular correct sound. They tend to replace the sound b with m, or the with the. So if they have to call the bottle, they will call the bottle, bopple. So there is a replacement of sounds. So the first one is stammering, then comes the speech and language delay, and the articulation disorder that are more common nowadays in Pakistan. Anything else, Ahmed?
I think Ahmed, your mic is.
That was a
Um,
detailed uh, answer, and we understand it well. Uh, um, uh, Thank you, Miss Amber. So my next question is from Miss Hina Rana. Like we all know, when we go to Google and type the biggest fear for human, and it says that public speaking, to stand in front of people and talk. So in light of psychology, please, briefly uh, tell us about it, why this is the number one fear for human race.
Fear. Fear basically comes when you jump in or break your comfort zone. Whenever you speak, you think that you are making or creating impression on the other person. And the people who have a stammering or the people who have any kind of speech disorder, they first thing that comes in their mind that how can I speak, and if I cannot speak, then how I can make impression on the other person. So we have to consider, or we have to learn this thing, that speech is a skill, and everyone can learn it. And throughout their life, there is a chance of improvement. Even if I can speak in front of 50 people, then I must also have a fear that can I make a bit impression on them or not. So I also have a sometimes stammer, but I can manage it in a way, although I don't have a stammering problem. But there is a breathing pattern, and the stammering, the person who has stammering, they cannot even control their breathing pattern. That's why they stammer a lot, and they have the fear that I cannot speak in front of the people. Otherwise, the ratio between the people who have a stammering problem and they don't, or the people who don't have any kind of speech disorder, everyone have a fear of speaking in front of the other people. So that is the main concept. We have to learn this thing, that speech or speaking in front of other people is a skill, and everyone can achieve it with the proper training. Ji, Mr. Amber.
So my question linked with this, like being a person with the speech disorder, I do have psychological issues too that I have overcome with time. So please tell us that how much psychological issues in people with speech disorders affect their personality and behavior.
As I told you earlier, that people always think, the people who have a speech disorder, first thing that comes in their mind, how I create impression on the other person, and that thing is very important, because they take it as a tool. Speech is a tool, way of communication, and they have a strong impact on their personality and the psychological. That if I cannot speak, so you have to start thinking about your negative feelings, and you undermine all your qualities, all your positivities, which you or the other people have. They only focus on the negative aspects. Otherwise, when you see in a broader spectrum, the person who have a stammering or any kind of disorder, not even speech, everyone have a lot of positivities. So we have to, being a clinician, I always consider that people have to focus on their positive qualities, and always, that's a human aspect or a human psyche, that we always remember our negative aspects and negative things. We always undermine our achievements. We only focus on the thing which we don't have, or which we have a minor problem. Otherwise, when you see yourself, you have a lots of, or the plus or the positives, as compared to the other person who don't have any speech disorder. So first thing, never undermine yourself. You have to break your comfort zone and not take it as only focus. जैसे हम उर्दू में ये कहते हैं कि आप एक ही दायरे में मत घूमें. Never revolve yourself on a one point. Just break it. Although you have, or the person who have a speech problem is an aspect, everyone have a problem. No, even sometimes I also have some problems. What does it mean? Should I stuck in that way, or should I move? Do you understand?
Thank you. Like, being a person who stammer, I totally understand and relate to that. To change the mindset is the most a difficult thing. To change your mind and to be a new person uh, 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 with a new mind. But when you really want to do, of course, we can do that. My next question is from dear sir Atif Irfan. You are the founding block of PSF Toastmaster Club, and you have uh, uh, mentored, including me, many of the members of PSF Toastmasters uh, uh, club. So please do share with us uh, that as being a coach and a mentor for communication and public speaking, you have a vast years of experience. So please do share that why public speaking is a number one fear, because like as you have a personal uh, a connection with people, and you have trained them, and you have seen them to come out of the that fear. So please share that uh, with us. And my second question linked with this uh, uh, is how was your experience being the coach of PSF Toastmasters uh, club?
Okay, Ahmed, thank you very much. It's a very interesting question that why is it the biggest fear of the world? No one has asked me before that. Thank you for asking it. How I take it is that behind every fear, there is a story. That's what I have learned from my life. That why are we afraid of death? Why are we afraid of darkness? Why are we afraid of somebody made us afraid of that thing, or we experienced something in life that made us afraid of that thing. So what happens in case of public speaking, that we usually don't experience death. We experience death once in a life, and then we are not connected with other people, so we cannot share that experience. But what happens in case of public speaking or in interpersonal speaking, that sometimes we speak to someone, a group of people, or some the larger audience, and we are unable to satisfy our own selves. and we say that, oh, I was not good, I couldn't express myself, I was not looking good, my dress was not okay, something like that. Some knot is there right in our minds, and that knot keeps on itching us that, yes, I was not good, I was not good, I was not okay. So that creates the fear. So how to get out of that fear? This is an important part, that everyone has to believe that I'm the best. Be your own self, that whatever I will deliver, it will be good or it will be bad. It's me who is delivering. I'll deliver excellent sometimes, I'll deliver sometimes with some weaknesses, but it doesn't matter, it's a part of life. So why are we being so much perfectionists? No, it's not like that. Life is not being a perfectionist. Everything goes on. We lose, we win, we learn, we do everything. So this is the most important thing to learn, that yes, public speaking is a fear because many of us experience some bad things in life. And then the second part of that thing is that we need to understand that no, we don't need to worry about that. So if take failure as a door to success. So once we start doing that, that fear will be no more, or at least minimized. The second part of your question, which was that how was my experience with PSF Toastmasters, it was an amazing experience. Why? Because I have learned so many things in my life from that club, from your club. You were the president, I was your mentor, but I learned a lot of things from you because it's always a two-way relationship. What I learned is that nothing is impossible in life. So I still remember the first day when I was there and I was standing with some guys, I won't name them, and I asked them to speak just a few words. They couldn't speak, and the tongue got twisted, and that guy was just shivering and sweating, and I was standing next to him, putting my hand on his shoulder and saying that nothing is going to happen. Just say a few words, a few words, a few words. And just after a month or so, I was seeing that guy delivering his icebreaker of 4 to 5 minutes in such an excellent way because he had a lot of stuff in his mind. But the only thing was that he was unable to come out of that fear. So once he decided that I will jump into that fire, no worry, no worries, no, I'm not concerned at what happens. I'll jump into that fire. I'll get out of my comfort zone. And once he took a leap, then sky is the limit for him and everyone. So the most important thing is that first of all, believe in yourself. Whatever you will do, it will be great. It's not necessary that it's going to lead you to success, but it will be great. So once we start believing that we are doing great things, then there will be no barrier, whatever life is. It's whatever field is, whatever profession is, it's public speaking or whatever it is. And the second thing that I learned from you guys is that everything is possible if we have confidence, if we start coming out of our comfort zones and prepare ourselves for that journey. So that was it. It was a great experience, and I wish you the very best, wish your club the very best. And I'm sure that this club is going to create a great name, not just in Pakistan, but around the world. Thank you very much.
Inshallah, sir. Inshallah. Thank you, and we won't let you down. And we are working hard, and of course, having with the speech impediment, um, it's a 24/7 fight. We fail most of the time, but we have to get up and stand up, and we have to fight again. We have to say the words again. If we fail, so what? uh, as you said, exactly. So my next question is from our next uh, panelist, from Mr. Saad Arif. I can relate to him and have a strong connection, because we both are person we are both individuals with um, a speech impediment. So Saad, my question is from you. Last year I have seen you won the third position in the tall tale competition, competing with the people who don't stammer, and you compete and you beat and you got a third prize. That was really something, amazing, and you inspired me. Yeah. So my question to you is, as an individual who stammer, how you find yourself before joining the public speaking club, and what motivated you towards public speaking?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ahmed. Well, if you actually look at stammering, and then you look at the biggest fear in the world, which is public speaking. Why would anyone who can't even speak a word want to join a place where it's always like this? You always need to speak. May it be the prepared speeches, may it be the evaluation, may it be the table topics. Only all you need to do is just speak. Well, it started in about 2018, when I actually I made a I made a presentation for my course 1 course, which and and the next day when we were we were when we were called up, the teacher the teacher the teacher did not did not did not did not actually allow me to speak. Why? Because she thought that I would take a lot of time. That was the moment I said, well, I was the one who made that whole thing, and she has the guts to say that don't do it. Well, I said, now now is the time to do a thing. Whatever does not does not kills you will only make you stronger. So before I was like to totally avoid speaking. To even though I was an extrovert person, but I actually wanted to hide my step. But 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 after Toastmasters, after after joining after joining two after joining two after joining two after joining two two after joining two Toastmasters club, I believe I believe the experience of it, really, the experience of of meeting new people, being being inspired by them, learning from them. The whole exposure has actually been an experience of a lifetime, and I believe that was the missing that was the missing that was the missing puzzle puzzle in my life. So yes, so yes, that was the answer for you.
Thank you, Saad. For us, people with the speech impediments, uh, our super uh, powers are acceptance and disclosure. So when we accept ourselves, we have the peace inside, and we disclose, we made the peace in the uh, outside world, and we expand our uh, what do we say, comfort zone. So this is how this works, to kill the fear from inside and out. And of course, public speaking is the best practice, or you can say method or technique that could really transform us. Thank you. So moving forward towards Miss Amber. So my question to you is, what are the treatments available for speech disorders, particularly stammering, and how it can help to improve uh, uh, communication? This is my first question to you. And the second question is, and secondly, in your opinion, how people with speech disorders can be better speakers?
Okay. So, answering the first part, there are therapeutic interventions available for stammering or any kind of speech disorder, depending on the nature, on the condition, and on the severity of speech disorder. The whole plan is devised. If there is a child, then there will be a different plan, obviously therapeutic intervention, therapeutic plan. If there will be a normal child, there will be a different therapeutic plan. If the child with some special requirements, like there are special childs with CP, cerebral palsy, or autism, there would be a separate plan. So depending on the nature of the patient, nature of the client, we tend to devise the plans, and those plans and those therapeutic interventions are like evidence based. They are totally with the support of evidences. The therapies provided are with the help of the all evidences, the supporting techniques, and then there is the whole plan planned out and carried out in a with the cooperation of parents, obviously. And there can be something else also, like with the parent child interaction and the therapist child interaction, or depending on the need of the child. If someone is with autism, usually the autistics have sensory issues also, so there can be a cooperation of sensory therapist. There can be a psychologist, an occupational therapist. There is a pool of therapists who tend to work with the special kid or with the kid with special requirements. So that depends on the nature of the condition. But there is only therapeutic intervention available for speech disorders. No medicine, no quacks, or there are like some peers who tend to suggest the multivitamins or some energy like drops or some energy boosting drinks, saying that this will help you in speech. Nothing can help you in speech except for the therapy. Yeah, go for a therapist, consult, and then take the plan and carry it out. So coming to the second part, if we have a couple of therapists, like there is a speech therapist and a psychologist, they can work in a best way. We can apply the psychological techniques also in order to make the people with speech disorders or the language disorders to speak in a better way. Like there can be CBT, the cognitive behavioral therapy, used with the stammerers or with the people having any sort of speech disorder, just to change their thoughts. As you all discussed about the confidence, about the mindset, yes, I can do something. So there is a need to change their mind. There is a need to change their thought that yes, they can speak. They are able to speak like normal people if they want to, if they want to overcome the fear, if they want to have some guts just to speak in the public or with their seniors or with the professor or to give a presentation, any kind of public speaking scenario, they if they say that yes, they can do it, then they will do it. If they have that fear that no, we can't do it, we are the stammerers, the other ones are better, so they will not be able to speak well. So if the psychological support is also provided with the help of therapeutic intervention, speech therapy intervention, that would be a best combination to make people solution. And we are also doing this in our batches. So this is the best combination, and I would suggest to do it in all ways at all centers. It may provide people with the psychological support too. This would help them to go into the public and to speak in a better way. Yes, Ahmed.
Thank you. It is. I have taken a therapy in the say global speech group speech therapy batch one. So only to take the speech therapy won't work. So with that, there is the psychological treatment. So both to together work, and we feel more confident, and this is the way to start. This is a
There
kind of
must be a panel of
a
therapists.
kickstart. Yeah,
Yes, there must be a
and
panel of therapists to take a case, to deal with the case in a good way. But still, we have unavailability of therapists, or we have the unavailability of coordination between different therapists, or people have to move at different places to take the different things. Like there is no concept of sensory therapist. In my area, there is no concept of sensory therapist. Okay, if a child is having some sensory issues, uh, he's like making a drama, he's putting his hands on air, oh, he's doing drama. But they can have a sensory issue, or they need a sensory therapist. So there is a lack of coordination, lack of awareness in people. So they still need to work on it.
that's true. That's why we developed a special program in SIG Global with speech therapy, along with the psychological treatment together, and to provide the environment to people who stammer. We have the PSF Toast Masters Club. After taking therapy, I did the same. In the speech group therapy, I was there, and after that I joined the ESF Toastmaster Club. This is a special safe zone where I expose myself. Even I fail. Sir DTM Akti was there. He always encouraged me. It's okay, fine. You're doing good. So with each day, I scratch, I erase the negative experiences on my subconscious, and I wrote my book with a positive one. So that takes time and a lot of effort. And I'm thankful to Say Global, to you, to Mr. Say Global, and to Toastmasters, especially DTM Atif, for supporting and bringing us up. And my next question is linked with the psychological issues, and to Miss Hina, that in what ways communication can be improved, can in what ways communication can help people with speech uh, uh, orders, uh, especially people having stammering, and um, and after they have taken their psychological treatment of their fear, anxiety, and so on. So so in what ways um, you can say an environment where they can practice their communication skills. And the second part of this question is, how can emotional stability be achieved in individuals who stammer to amplify their voice in front of people?
Talking about communication, then communication doesn't mean that it's only a speech. Communication is also a speech component, verbal component, and also a non-verbal component. So there is a 50-50 portion. If you are speaking in a very good way, very fluent speech, and your behavior is not is very not very meaningful, or very anxious, like your facial expressions, your sitting postures, your hand movements are not very friendly, or it's like offend other person, then your speech is not a successful thing. So, being a therapist or being a clinician, we always focused on both portion. Communication means that's a broader spectrum. You have to focus on your speech, verbal component, as well as non-verbal component, behavior. What you are trying to communicate or convey to the other person who is a listener. So, the person who have any kind of speech problem, especially stammering, they only focus on their speech content. And sometimes when I ask my clients that face your in mirror and see yourself, then they notice that their eyes are so much like open up, and their cheeks are red, and sometimes even I noticed you as well, and I also commented you that your eyebrows are like on the top, and I always said, Emma, please focus on it. And right after that, your speech like fluent. So that is the most important. This component communication, when we are talking about when we talk about to somebody who is higher up, or when we are sitting in a meeting, we also became anxious, and our we never speak to other person, but other person see us, and they notice us that we are thinking something in our minds. So the mind game is there. Speech comes second. Non-verbal behaviors are there. So communication, if you want to be a successful communicator, or a successful communicate, or learn successful communication skills, so you have to focus on verbal as well as non-verbal component. So in speech therapy, we always, as Amber said, that in Toastmaster or in Say Globals, we firstly introduce there is a new plan focusing on their speech as well as psychological component. In Pakistan, no other organization I guaranteed that they launched this program, because I did my PhD in this. So we are focusing on CBT, cognitions and behaviors, along with the speech plan. So the relapse rate is very low in stammering. So apart from the person who have no issues like speech, we only focuses on non-verbal communication. So I think if when you are talking about communication, you have to focus on both aspects. And the second question, the part is emotional stability. I think you're asking about that. Okay. Emotional stability, when the people who have any kind of speech problems, they only focus on their speech thing, and they never notice that their hyper ventilation or breathlessness, and sometimes their pitch or tone is so high. Even the people who don't have any speech problem, they also sometimes speak in a so lengthy sentences that their breath is out of control. They also have the same stammering or the choking in their speech. So at that time, you need to control your emotions. And how can you control that? Through anxiety management or through emotional handling. There's a specific techniques which we can learn and manage ourselves, that how we can, if we are very happy, then how we can speak, or how we have to manage our emotions along with our speech. And if we are anxious, then how to control or how we manage our anxiousness so that our speech remain fluent. So there is a professional handling, and if any person have any kind of issues, simple techniques can help them, and there is no hesitation. I think they have to learn it and make their life in a very comfort zone or successful. Ji. Thank you, Amit.
Thank you, Miss Hina, and of course, I faced that, like after the to be in the batch one in the group speech therapy, like 4 or 5 months after I went to for a TV interview. It was going to start, and I was feeling anxious, and my uh, heartbeat was raised, and I was thinking like now I'm going and now the stammering will start. But I know you taught well that techniques. I use those, and in 3 minutes I was calm, and I was good to go, and I had a good interview. So this is these mental and psychological techniques. These are very essential for us. These techniques, help us, and we understand ourselves much better. That what trigger us, what make us happy, what make us sad, what makes us anxious or stressful, and how we can uh, avoid that. So this is the thing. Yeah. Thank you. So my next question is from DTM Atif Irfan, and the question is, uh, we have seen in uh, our PSF Toastmaster Club, and also outside the club, that people get blacked out or choked on stage, especially people with speech dis uh, orders, and um so what you will advice to them who just went on stage, and they just block out, or they choked, they can't speak. And second my second question is, what methods would you suggest, or techniques that can help us to be better speakers?
Okay, Ahmed, a very interesting question again. Uh, my question, counter question to all the people here is that suppose I'm playing a dart ball game and there is a board in front of me and I'm throwing a dart and it falls apart and it doesn't even touch the board. And there are friends around me, and what I will do, I will just laugh at myself and I'll pick up the dart and I'll throw it again and say, if it doesn't hit the board, it falls down, I'll pick it again, laugh again, and try it again. So, what's the difference between the two scenarios? If I'm on a stage, I am blacked out, nothing is coming to my mind, or I'm playing that dart ball game. So, what's the difference? The difference lies in the attitude only. So if I start thinking that, oh, what has happened to me? It's end of the world. I forgot everything on the stage, and oh, what will the people say? So I'm killing my own self. So why not taking it as a game, as a challenge in life, that I tried it, yes, I did it, or no, I couldn't do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. So this is the recipe of success. Let's do it again. So if we start with that attitude and don't take the failure so seriously, and as I said earlier, that take it as a door of success, nothing is going to happen. So if it blacks out, if you're unable to speak a word, so what's the big deal? So that's my first point. And there is a key to success, and that's in Urdu or in Punjabi. So many of the people would not be able to understand, and that's called Sanuki. So there is nothing to worry about. So if anything goes wrong, so let it go wrong. No worries about that. Now, how to be a good speaker, that is important. Of course, we have to practice. We have to come out of the comfort zone. We have to make a try. So the best friend is the mirror that is right in front of you, or these days, this one. So record yourself, record your performances, say what you want to say in a very natural way. Look at yourself and then always appreciate yourself. Wow, how well I did it. What a great recording. What a nice thing I said. So appreciate yourself, see yourself, and then out of those 10, 12 things, let's say, yes, these were the areas of improvement. So let's try it once again, and let me do it again and see how can I improve it. So this is the best thing we can do, any one of us. If there is any speech impediment, any problem, or there is nothing, everyone, this formula will go well with everybody. So try it. And then, but the thing is, the most important thing, the crux is that the problem is here, the knot is here. And once we identify that we have to be confident, nothing is going to happen, Let's try it again, 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 and again. And the day will come when I will be the best. I will be on the top of the world. Start with that spirit, like you started, Ahmed. And you are an example for me that if you start with the same spirit as you had started, and I tell you that many times when you are on stage or I'm listening to you, I doubt that is that guy ever stammers or no, he's just lying to us all. So this is the thing we should do. This is how we should be taking ourselves forward. And this is how we should take the challenges and we should fight any impediments, any problems in our lives. So this is the recipe for being a great speaker, that leave yourself to your own self, that yes, this is me, this is my real self, this is how I talk, this is how I communicate. Look at yourself and then find some areas of improvement and keep improving on a regular pace. Don't take it to your heart, don't take it to your mind that, oh my God, I can't speak, I can't communicate. Take it as a dartball game. Yes, I did it, I succeeded, or I didn't succeed. But then don't say that, oh my God, what happened? Stop saying these words and you will be successful in whatever you do.
Yes. Uh, uh, you were stuck for like a minute.
Oh, really? So, what you missed, please let me know and I'll say it again.
In the end, you were saying that fight your fears.
Yes, so that's what I meant to say was that fight your fears and don't say that, oh my God, what happened? What happened? I got stuck up there. I couldn't speak. I just missed some things. So just get out of that fear, get out of that state of mind. And as I said in the very beginning, that take it as a dartball game. Yes, I did it. I succeeded or I didn't succeed. And the mirror and the cell phone are the best friends today's. And just keep them in front of you and start practicing and always appreciate yourself and bring out the things these are best and then say that yes, I'm the best, I'm the best, I will be the best. So start with this spirit. And I gave your example that like Ahmed you did in your life, and I sometimes really doubt that do you really stammer. And I sometimes I say, no, he's just cheating upon us. He doesn't stammer. So take that attitude, guys, and you will be amazing. You are amazing. So my question, how Saad was able to defeat so many people who had no problem at all? So the thing was that he just forgot that he stammers. And the result is in front of us. He was the winner in the contest. So the thing was that he simply forgot that, yes, that he had any such problem. So this is the attitude. If he can do it, why can't anyone else do it? That's my point. Thank you.
That's true. Thank you. Well, um, like for me, fear was with me all those years. So when I decided that I don't want to live in the fear should fear me. So from that day, I started to make progress. I know down my weaknesses. I know how to, how to work on those. I accept that and I uh, disclosed. And from there, the progress start. As you said, record yourself or in front of the mirror. I was not able to watch my own recordings or uh, hear my own voice, but that has to change. If I want to progress, I don't want to be in fear. So I started listening, I started uh, improving and so on. So this is, as you said, the main key, the change of the mindset. uh,
Just one more line that I would like to add
yes.
here, that love yourself. Otherwise, no one is going to love you if you don't love yourself.
That's true. That's so true. If we don't love ourselves, then how can we expect that others will love us? So if we hate ourselves, then, then that's impossible that someone else will love us. This is the thing. Thank you. Thanks so much. And yes, and my next question, being the vice president of PSF Toastmaster Club and an active member, and winning the competition and doing so many things at PSF Toastmaster Club. Saad, my question is to you: being a member of a club for individual stammer, how PSF Toastmaster Club put an impact in your personal and professional life?
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Well, actually, I've been a I've been a Toastmaster since 2000 and since October 2019 when I was with with another another Toastmasters Toastmasters. It's it's Karachi Toastmasters. So uh, uh, so so back then even now I'm quite active in those activities and all. But 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 when I joined PSF, the main difference was that was all of my was that all of the thing that I've learned I was able to able to actually execute that as a VP with as the VP education. So that that thing that that sense of achievement, uh, you know you know you know about that also 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 Toastmaster Atif also knows that feeling when a person when a person gives a speech, they do roles, uh, they they do the pathways. That that feeling actually reflects in in everything you do. Like you go like, yes, that was an achievement. Yes, that was teamwork. We we actually achieved that. So when we held that 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 open house event, that was a big success. So then I said, okay, that was that was a that was a nice thing. When 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 we reach eight when we reach eight when we reach eight eight DCP goals, that was a big thing for us, of course. So these achievement aren't for only Toastmaster. These achievements inspire you to do do extra in your personal and also your 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 your pure pure professional life. So 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 that was the change of change of being a member of 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 PSF Toastmasters Club. Thank you.
Well, that's a true sad. Being on the stage for like 2 hours twice a month and participating in different role, making speeches. That is something amazing. You have done a great thing, and I'm so proud of you. Well done. And even for myself now, when I'm on the stage, I forgot that I stammer. I put my each thing to the audience, and it feels like that I'm just like the rest of the people. And let me share one more secret, that you become Toastmaster in 2019. I went to join 2000 Toastmaster in 2017. I went to two meetings, and they told me that I became a member too. They told me you have to do a speech, icebreaker, and and I was so afraid that I quit. I did not went back. You are brave enough to continue. But then after that, after 1 year or so, I realized that I don't want to live in fear. I have to embrace who I am. And I have to live my life, because we live once. I've spent so much years in fear. I don't want to live that anymore, because I don't know how much time I have left. 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20, maybe, and so on. So, and then it all started, and PSF Toastmaster Club, and the story continues. Yeah. So we are going towards the end of our uh, panel discussion, and my question is with the Mr. Um, Amber. Uh, Please, in your experience, share, give a message to people with speech disorders, uh, how they can live their life and become better speakers. Over to you.
Thank you, Ahmed. So I would say the message for parents is that don't be so late. Don't be so late for your child. If you are noticing some issue in your child, if your child is not able to speak fluently or not able to pronounce the words correctly, or anything that you notice about the speech, then go to a therapist. Go to a therapist. Don't do something like some totokas or some like non-medical things, and don't make your child like something the experimental lab. Do this and do this, and you will have a better result. Go to a therapist, and just verify the therapist. Just be safe from the quacks, as there is also a range of therapists. The people who are not able actually, or the people who are not qualified, just verify about the therapist. And for peds or for the child specialist, I would request all of them just to refer the clients. If a child is coming to you with speech issue, refer him or her to a therapist, to a speech therapist, as that is not your case, that they are not made for the multivitamins. The parents are not much aware, but you have to make them aware that there is a speech therapist available for this purpose. So that is the right person. You should go with them. Secondly, I would say that yes, give yourself confidence. Either you are a kid, kids ko to obviously the parents must give the confidence to the kids. The parents should not categorize their kids on the basis of their speech. But yes, you can do something this, and you can't do this. The parents tend to categorize. The teachers tend to categorize. The children are having many psychological issues in the schools, basically just because of teachers. As Saad said, that you are not able to speak, so I'll not allow you to present. So this is not the way. You have to give the confidence to the kid that yes, you're also like all, you can speak. Okay, he will take 5 or 10 minutes more, but just give him the confidence. The academic life, the academic background is very important for their psychological health and for giving them the confidence to do something in the later life. So the teachers must be cooperative, the teachers must be sympathetic with the kids, and that teacher can be a university teacher or a school teacher, or anyone can be. As an adult, just tap yourself for your little achievements. If you were better in a day for even for 5%, you were able to speak 5% well, and tap yourself for that 5%. The next day or in the next meeting, you will be able to speak 10% well. So just tap yourself, say to yourself, give yourself the message, the brain is here and the body is down. Give yourself the message that yes, I can do it. I can do it well, and that thought will affect your whole body language. That will give you the confidence to go into public or to do your all sort of works well. So give yourself confidence. Go to the right person for your any sort of disorder, any sort of treatment, and stay well. Thank you.
Thank you. Uh, Thank you. So the question from Ms. Hina, like being a clinical psychologist and master of psychology, you know best how the mind works, what ticks or motivates a person. So do share with us uh, your message, like how people uh, can motivate themselves to be a public speaker, to overcome their fear, to speak in front of people, or to handle situations with the with with a bunch of people in front of them, please.
As per the techniques, if you're talking about, there is a simple that you have to value yourself and not to see from the other's eye. You have to see from your own eyes. So give importance to yourself. First thing, when you accept yourself, nothing can beat you. So, being a clinician, I always suggest and I always ask my clients to explore yourself, explore your qualities, not to stuck up on one point. Whenever when you stuck up, you cannot improve yourself. So there is always room for improvement. And for the people who have a stammering issues or the speech, any kind of speech disorder, they always think that they have a lacking. Yes, everyone have a different kind of lacking. There is no one in this world that who have not any kind of issues, but that is apparent. So that's why the people who have any speech disorder, they highlight it. Otherwise, anyone can learn how to handle their situation. So as a message, I can say that never hide yourself. Always explore this world. There is lots of improvement and there's a lots of learning. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you. And my question to DTM uh, Atif Sahab, being a mentor and a coach of speech and communication. So, what is your message to people like us having speech disorders, and to the uh, general public?
Ahmed, I believe that we are what we are due to the people around us. So our teachers, our parents, and the people around us. they have made us what we are. Otherwise, we could be different people. So I believe every one of us believes that. So what happened in my life is that I was in grade one when I was given a speech to deliver on Qaid-e-Azam by my school. And I prepared it very well, honestly speaking, day and night, day in and day out, in front of my friends, family, everybody. But when the moment came and I was there on the stage, I was absolutely blank and I couldn't say a word beyond that Qaid-e-Azam was born. That's all. That's all what I could say. And that was a long time back, I believe, must be like 45 years ago or something like that. So I decided never to try again in public speaking. But what happened was that I found a group of people who were supportive, who were positive, and they really mentored me in a way that I was convinced that I can be a good speaker. So that was Toastmasters. So here in Say Global, I would say that you have all kinds of great people around you. The people who are dealing you technically, who are treating you, who are taking care of your psychological problems, psychotherapists, everything. Everything is every person, the right person is available for you. And besides that, we have PSF Toastmasters Club where this is like a workshop. You will come there after all this, all that help, and then you will deliver your speeches. You will speak in front of the audience. You will fail for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, and then you will start winning. You will feel that win that yes, I have gained a lot from this platform. I got technical help. I got support. I got that platform for practice. So the right people matter that. I was a person who had never even thought of speaking in front of a few people because I had badly failed in my childhood. But what changed my life was that group of people. So the group of people or the people around you, they are most important to change your life. So my message to everybody, whether there is any problem or not, or there is no problem, and there is any irregularity or whatever you want to say, so find the right people around you, and then you will find your life changed entirely. That was my message. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Say Global, the team there, and you and the Toastmaster PSF Toastmaster Club, everyone contributed in my life, in me, each day to become a better person and a better speaker. And as you said, I'm really thankful to you all, and I'm grateful. Moving forward, our last question of this panel discussion is from Toastmaster Saad, and the question from you is: you have achieved so much. You being a person who stammer, you not only break the barrier, the mental barrier and the physical barrier. You even won a speech contest, and you're working so hard in your professional life. You're doing 2 3 jobs, and you're doing so much more. So what would you like to advise or give a friendly suggestion to fellow individuals who stammer, that what they should do?
Thank you very much, Ahmed. Well, if I if I actually start to speak my mind, I'll just go on about it. That that what should we do? Because I believe whatever I say won't be much much effective, because has a different because everyone has a different mindset, personality, ethics, life, whatever. But 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 I believe the one thing everyone can do, not not just the people with a stammer, but everyone. Don't do don't do self don't do self don't do self pity. Why me? Why is it always me? Bichara main. It's only me. No, it's not. It's not only you. Each and every person in this world has has issues, domestic, physical, psychological, no matter what, name it. People have issues. So rather than to be like why me, think think of think of accepting that. Number one, acceptance acceptance is the very first step. Don't avoid. Accept it, number one. And number two, think how to adapt with it. Adapt with it. Again, don't avoid it. Think think how to adapt with it. And so these two are two are opposite approaches. Like 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 we all know we all know that stammering is stammering and that stammering can't be cured. So don't don't look for a cure which which is non-existent. Just focus on what what you can do to do to do to improve that. Number one. Number two, live your life life rather than be like I want to be like that person. I want to be like that person. You can't be like anyone. Be yourself. But don't be like be like XYZ. So yes. So yeah, that was my that was my my experience on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Toast Master Saad. Well, great things happen when we work in teams. So we are never alone. So we just need to, to move to spread the hand for help, and people are there to help us. So, like as I said, great thing uh, um, uh, happens in teamwork. So the PSF Toastmaster Club, this is a, a combined effort from Say Global and Toastmasters International. So from all the panel discussion today, what I can conclude is from Miss Amber, from Miss Hina, from DTM, Atif, and Toastmaster Saad, that 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 is okay. That we have to accept who we are, and if we even don't accept, that is not going anywhere. We will be still there. So if we accept who we are, then we look for what we can do to make our lives better, how we can speak in a better way. Yeah, this is one thing. And a second thing is that to be, you can say, on the same ground plane level with the people who don't have speech order. We have to take our uh, weapons. We have to take speech therapy. We have to take psychological treatment also, so that after learning those techniques and methods, then we will be able to compete in the normal world. Because when we have difficult moments and times, we can't speak, or we have anxiety or stress, then we know what to do, how to make ourselves calm. And the third thing is, increase our comfort zone, to kill our fear, to go in such environments where we can practice. If even we fail, people are there to say us, hey, well done, you have done something good, come on, buck up, get up and try again. So this is all we are doing here at Say Global and in Toastmaster and PSF Toastmasters Club. So in Say Global, we have formed speech group therapy, where Miss Amber, Miss Hina, and our team of specialists, speech therapists, and clinical psychologists are there, and we are providing speech group therapy, where speech therapy and the behavioral treatment of the psychological issues are taken care of, and we are making them ready to face the world. And second thing we have is the PSF Toastmaster Club, where after learning all those techniques and methods, we come here and we practice. This is a safe environment, but a real playground. We have for stammerers, non-stammerers, and we practice. We stand in front of each other and we practice. We fear, we choke, we black out, we fail, but we get up and we try again. This is, we all uh, 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 came out. Yeah. So this is from the session, and now this is the now we are open for questions and question answer session. If you guys have question, you can open up your mics and you can ask, or you can write in the chat box. Sure, if someone want to comment or give a feedback, they're also welcome. Yes, yes, Miss Zahra, would you like to share something?
Assalamu alaikum everyone. So it was really nice being here and being an evaluator here. So I have a lot of evaluation, and it was a very vast and a very versatile topic, I must say. Like the people coming from different backgrounds, as a clinical psychologist, speech therapist, and the Toastmasters point of view, the DTM Atif. So it was a really and Mr. Saj, Toastmaster Saj as well, being a stammerer and having his point of view made into account. And like it was a really good session, I must say. So I will be sharing my feedback as well, in a way like the written form. But I really enjoyed it. And me as being or I'm also becoming a speech therapist and soon be graduating within 3 months. So I could relate to many things Miss Amber told, and desensitization, the fluency shaping techniques which we do. Stuttering can only be manageable, but it can't be cured, right? We can have different techniques, strategies which we can incorporate within our speech to to make it in a flow, but we can't cure it, as we all know that. But it was a really nice session, I must say, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Toastmaster uh, Zahra. Yes. Anyone else would like to ask a question? If there are people
Yes,
they
sir.
want to, yes, please.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
please
Yeah, yes.
ask the question.
My name is yes. My name is Krishna Prasad Chapagan. I am from Nepal. I am now a committee member in Nepal Stutters Association, Kathmandu, Nepal. Uh, then my question is that when I start my sentence, yes, my vibration on my tongue and lips begin very bad suddenly, and then at that time of the moment, the vibration of my body and mind does not sound means it sound very bad to me. Yes, so that and after some second I can continue my sentence without any type of hesitation. But at the time of starting, these types of the vibes hardly catch my mind, and I become very nervousness. So that how can I be free by these such types of the nervousness uh, and at the time of starting of my sentence, and it is the question to the person psychologist or speech therapist, as you can yes, yes, it is my question. Thank you all.
Yes, Miss Hina, uh, or Miss
Yes,
Amber, who would
yes,
like to
maybe.
uh, answer this?
Sambar, can you answer the
Hello,
speech component
Krishna. Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes, yes, yes. Hello, Krishna.
Yes,
How are
ma'am.
you?
Yes, so fine, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. So for you, I would suggest go for a scan. Scan of your throat, as you are discussing two issues. The one can be related
Yes,
to your voice, the
yes,
vibrations, the rhythms, the breathiness, the highs and lows. They can be a issue related to your voice. And the second one is related to your stammering. So there
yes,
are types of stammering, and the one is that you are unable to take the initiative. You are unable to start the
yes,
conversation. So that is issue that is related to stammering, and the other one is related to your voice. So go for a scan, consult some ENT, their ear, nose, throat, the people having the specialities like ENT, and they will suggest you something. After scan, obviously, that can be recommended what things are needed or what therapy is needed. So there can be a voice therapy and the speech therapy. Both are the same, but there can be a speech therapy for your stammering, and there can be a voice therapy. Okay.
okay,
And
ma'am.
the nervousness component that obviously Miss Hina will discuss, that is related to your issue. When there are highs and lows in your voice, then you became nervous, or you are unable to start your conversation, then you became nervous. Obviously, so they both are related. The one is like satisfied, the other one will get better. Yes, Miss Hina, you can discuss more.
thank you, Ms. Amber. Hello, Krishna. Because
Yes,
as Amber said, first of all, you have to consult a medical practitioner for
yes,
your scan, ENT specialist, ear, throat specialist, or the general physician who is competent in that field. Second thing is that you discussed or you put up a question, right? You have a thoughts, and first you became anxious, and then the stammering starts, or you stuck up. or you choke your voice. After that, whenever you spoke the words or you get the fluency. First of all, after
Yes,
scan,
yes,
if
right.
there is no issue, if there is no issue in medical reports, then it's a pure psychological one. You have to consult a clinical psychologist for the anxiety management first, because stammering is a vicious cycle. Once you have an anxious state, stammering gets worse. When you stammer a lot, again you became anxious. So it's a cycle. You need a psychological management as well as a speech management. So
Okay, ma'am.
I think Nepal do have a clinical psychology the domain over there. I think they have too.
Yes, yes,
So
And
it's a
we can have a
combination.
online services also.
Yes, Krishna.
We can
yes.
If you want to take sessions, you can have or get an opportunity from us, or from anyone. Do you want? Because your problem is not purely speech related. You have a interconnectivity. So there is a
Yes,
combined approach,
yes,
psychological as well as speech. So I
yes.
prefer that because your language is a bit because different, uh, or you have a stammering more in a your native language or in your in English, because that is also a big thing.
It is,
Krishna,
ma'am,
search out.
same for me. It is the same for me for in the foreign language or in my language.
So
It is the
I
same for me.
think
No,
I
we would suggest
Yes,
that search for a therapist who is more familiar with your own language. That goes well. If you are unable to
yeah.
find someone like there in Nepal, then you can come to us. But first, just find out a therapist near to you, or the one who is more familiar with your language, with your accent. That is very important. There are different vowels, there are different additions, there are different sound structures in different languages. So the therapist with your own language will be better able to understand where are the components missing, or what to do with you in a better way.
Yes. So first option, search your own community for the therapist, speech therapist, as well as clinical psychologist, because speech is a very important native speech language, so that you become comfortable in that. If you didn't find anyone or not able to find someone, then you can contact Mr. Ahmed. Uh, then he will share a plan with you,
Okay, ma'am.
because I think Say Global is also providing online sessions as well as physical sessions.
Uh, Thank you,
Yes.
Miss
Thank you.
Amber and Miss Hina. Yes, next question. Anyone else would like to ask question? Um,
Can I ask
Otherwise,
questions, sir?
yes, sure. Please, you ask.
Okay, thanks to all the mentors here that who is giving a space here, and from the space that I have learned some point and that I already noted. So here is my question: as while I speak, then I feel shortness of breath, and while I start talking, and once time that I feel myself there is no air inside of me, and then I cannot continue my speech. But and I notice also one thing, that while I talking, that time that I don't take the breath, and because if I don't take breath, so my breath will be finished. It's general things, and I try to taking breath when I talk, but still it's impossible for me. And I try many ways to do this, like pausing, and but but when I do in practice, it works. But when I go for a real moment, but I see it doesn't work for me. And also when I talk to someone else that who is like a native speaker, and I get stammer more to them. But when I talk to someone else that who are equals to me, then I feel more frequently speaking to them, and I don't have any stammer issue on them. And also sometimes I feel on myself that my jaw is jerking. You know, this is like shaking and jerking, and I try to the find way that the why my jaw is jerking, but still I don't find any way that.
Okay. Robiel, you are from?
Uh, I'm originally from Bangladesh, but now I live in Central Europe.
Okay, so you live in Central Europe. So basically, you have stammering, and the main thing is, I will say only one thing: there is a lack of practice. Okay, practice, practice, and practice. When you're saying that you are able to speak well when you are alone, but you are unable to speak when you are in public, that means you have not practiced the techniques well. If you have techniques, but you are not carrying them with every movement, with everywhere, then there is a lack of practice. Okay, so there is the thing, when you are in the public, you are unable to speak properly. So techniques should not be taken only in a room, or they are not for an hour or a half hour practice. You must carry them in your pocket every time, everywhere you go, at every place, with your own family members, with outsiders, with everyone you meet. Okay, only then they will work. This is not the thing of an hour or a half an hour or the therapy session, and then you can't say that I have taken a speech therapy session, now I must go in the public and I should speak well. This is not the way. Okay, you have to practice well all the techniques. Have you taken speech therapy sessions before?
No, I never meet with any speech therapist in my life.
So how you can say that you are
So it
unable to
means
speak?
you are doing self.
Self therapy. Okay.
So it means you are doing self instructional
Huh,
therapy.
self. So I just thought
Is
that
it?
you are having the speech
You are
therapy
doing.
sessions and you know the techniques. So are you searching your techniques on Google, that what to do to control the stammering?
I think there is an internet issue.
Yes,
Yes, at his
I think
side.
his screen froze, and I think we have lost him. So yeah, this is very
Otherwise, I
important.
can answer. I will answer his question. Maybe
Sure.
recording
Sorry, ma'am.
can
Because
listen.
of the network issue,
No,
that
no,
what you have saying, I
no
didn't hear
problem, no
anything.
problem.
Can you repeat me again? Because I wasn't out of network.
Okay.
We were saying
Mr.
then first take the speech therapy sessions, and
Okay.
you will learn how to overcome, how to manage your stammering. Okay, hopefully your issues will be resolved. You will be better able to handle your issues if you will take some speech therapy sessions. So just stop self-instructing yourself. Go for a therapist, as I told earlier. Consult the concerned person for your any issue. Ji, Miss Hina?
As you told us that you are trying to communicate whenever you are able, you cannot speak in front of other people, but you can speak uh, fluently when you are alone, or when you have your similar age group, you are fluent, right? As
Yeah.
you said, what it means that when you are, as I discussed earlier, when you talk about yourself with your similar age group, you don't have any kind of pressure and you are
Yeah.
comfortable. But whenever you are with
Exactly.
someone who are high up, what comes in your mind? So thoughts are there. So thoughts make you about confused. You are that how you speak, and what to speak. When you are moving in these two terms, that what to speak and how to speak, then definitely you are your stammering become increased. So I think first take a proper sessions, psychological as well as, because you need to synchronize your speech along with your thoughts. Whenever the people who have stammering problem, they need to synchronize these two things, then they can have better able to handle their speech. So I think you are searching speech techniques on Google, and self instructional therapy, are you doing that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just doing that. Yeah.
uh, because that makes your condition worse, because you are not applying appropriately, because you said that there you have a breathlessness at times. And
Yeah.
you, when you speak, you need to learn how your speed must be there during conversation. That must be a normal speed, like mine. We have to make like 0.5 seconds, that if a person speak in a 1.5 second speech is appropriate speech, you have a margin to take breath. You can able to like your speech and your thoughts are synchronized in this speed. When you are trying to complete your sentences, then thoughts are fast, sometimes thoughts are faster and sometimes your speech are faster, then stammering occurs. So I think
Okay.
in Central Europe, if you, I think that is too much expensive therapy over there,
But
combined
there,
therapy.
there is,
So
there is free, ma'am, free. So I talked to
okay,
the, so I talked to the one specialist, and she will tell that she will do an appointment for me for next month. So I hope that, so I can meet with her in next month. I believe that.
then then that's great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. So that was an amazing session today. We have learned a lot from our worthy panelists, from Miss Amber, Miss Meena, DTM, Atif, and Toastmaster Saad. So thank you so much, our the panelists, for taking out your time, being here, shared your experiences, your thoughts, your knowledge. We have learned a lot. Thank you so much. And I'm also thankful to our participants who were taken out their time and being here and attend this meeting. And in the last, I'm thankful for this event to Toastmasters International District 122 Division A and say Global Foundation, that they worked together and brought this amazing event. And we are here to help. If you need any kind of speech therapy or psychological help, say Global is there. If you want to improve your public speaking or become a better speaker, Toastmaster is there. PSF Toastmaster club is there. We are uh, always there to help. So guys, thank you so much for being here. And I hope it's a good night in here and around the world too. And if you are somewhere where there is day, there is good day to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.